Hello dear students, so the topic is right to freedom, part of our initial topic, fundamental rights. So we already did the first right, that is right to equality. So in continuation to that, we'll be doing right to freedom, that is the second fundamental right given to us by our constitution, that is enshrined in our constitution. So let us so the Charter of Rights in Part 3, Article 12 to 35 of the Constitution of India protects the fundamental rights, the basic and civil liberties of the people of India. The fundamental rights are applicable to all the citizens of the country, irrespective of their religion, race, caste, creed, place of birth or gender. The fundamental rights are protected by the Judiciary of India, and in case of their violation, a person can approach the Supreme Court directly for justice as per Article 32 of the Constitution. However, here we shall discuss the right to freedom first and what is there in right to freedom. So, right to freedom is it's the most important fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution of India. It is the prevalence of these rights that make democracy meaningful. So the rights that is there, it's in Article 19, and in 19 we have 6 freedoms, Article 20, Article 21, 22 and right to information that have been added. Now, as we move ahead with the description part of these rights, so we have first Article 19. Okay, so we have Article 19, that is the Constitution provides 6 freedoms under Article 19, that is right to freedom of speech and expression, right to assemble peacefully and without arms, and right to form association or union, right to move freely throughout the territory of India, right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. But all these rights have certain restrictions, and that we'll be doing just in a few minutes. We'll be doing that also. So the Constitution has provided these rights so that the individuals can develop at their fullest, but provided there are certain limitations. So why the limitations are there? The limitations are there so that the unity, integrity and the peace of the country is maintained. Therefore, certain restrictions are being imposed on the citizens of the country, so that on one hand they do enjoy their right and they develop their personality, but at the same time they don't hinder in the development and unity, integrity of the country. So this is all in there in Article 19, where we have these 6 freedoms. Then we have Article 20. So what is Article 20 all about? So, right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. This is also there in our right. So, Article 20 of the Constitution gives protection in respect of conviction of offences. Okay. Then we have Article 21 that gives right to life, personal liberty and right to die with dignity. We have Article 21A that gives a right to education to all children of the age of 6 to 14 years. Then we have Article 22 that gives protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. So in detail, I think I do have explained everything in the class. So we'll just move ahead with the right to information, that is Article 19(1). Okay, that has been added of the Constitution has given the fundamental status to the right to information in 2005. Under this article, every citizen has freedom of speech and expression. Also, he/she has the right to know how the government works, and for that you can file an RTI, right? So what roles does it play, and what are the functions of the specific branch of the government, or any information like that, so that you can get, being a citizen of the country. So that right you have through Article 19(1). Okay. Now, as I was talking about the restrictions, so let's just discuss about that. So there are certain restrictions, right, on these freedoms, and what's the necessity of these restrictions, that also I explained. But now let's just discuss what specifically are these restrictions. So the state may impose restrictions on the exercise of the right to freedom of speech and expression on 8 grounds. So the 8 grounds are defamation, contempt of court, decency or morality, security of the state, friendly relations with other states, incitement of offense, sovereignty and integrity of India. Then secondly, the freedom to assemble is subject to certain restrictions. For that is, must be peaceful, the assembly must be peaceful, and the members must not bear any kind of arms. So these restrictions are there. Writes that if we move ahead, the right to form association or union should not entitle persons to enter into criminal conspiracy either against individuals, groups or against the state. Then the right to move freely or to reside and settle in any part of India does not cover trespass into homes or restricted areas. So state also may restrict this freedom to protect the aboriginal tribes. Finally, the right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business are also subject to reasonable restrictions. Then if we move further ahead, we can just come to the conclusion that each one of the fundamental freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution of India is by many restrictions. They are not absolute, but this led to the criticism that Indian freedom is a myth and not a reality, for what has been given with one hand has been taken away from the other hand. But on this certain note, as Mr. Justice Mukherjee has observed in A.K. Gopalani versus State of Madras case, that there cannot be any such thing as absolute or uncontrolled liberty wholly freed from restraints. So right to freedom gives the citizens the scope to develop themselves in a way that it do not disturb the peace and security of the country. So therefore, the balance needs to be maintained in between the freedom of the individuals and the security, development, unity and prosperity of the country on the other hand. And therefore, this is the importance of the specific term restrictions that we do have in our constitution. But besides that, if the citizens feel that their fundamental rights have been infringed, that then we have already discussed that we do have the provision to move to the courts through writs, and then there is the guarantee to fundamental rights. So this is it with the topic. We will be doing the rights in the next session. Thank you so much.